Welcome everyone to TNT Spices. Today we're going to teach you how to make a pork shoulder on the pellet grill. Let's get started. Now, in front of me is our pork shoulder. As you can see, I started way ahead of time. So I took our pork shoulder out of the package and I scored our pork going crisscross with a knife.
I like to make small cuts along the fat cap. We're going to score this again perpendicular to our first cuts. This will help our fat to render while we are smoking and keep our pork butt moist.
After I did that, I grabbed just some plain yellow mustard and I smeared the yellow mustard all over every side of our pork shoulder.
We're going to get it all over.
Then I took our no borders seasoning. And I liberally applied our seasoning.
There are 3 parts that you need to season on the pork butt. First we have the meat side, then we have the 4 edges where the bone is, and we have the fat cap.
And I let this sit overnight in our refrigerator because this is such a thick piece of meat.
Carol thick, Rihanna thick, or Beyonce thick.
The more time you give any seasoning, no matter whose seasoning you buy, the more flavor you will get letting it sit and dry brine. Now, we're going to take a basting sauce from a company called Papa Joe's. Papa Joe's has been making 2 sauces, this basting sauce and a barbecue sauce, for almost 100 years.
Has it been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long.
You know, they've got to be doing something right. So we're going to take this and we're going to take our injector and we're going to inject Papa Joe's all throughout our shoulder before we go and place this out onto our smoker.
Oh yeah, this is going to be good.
We have our smoker set at 225 degrees. We're going to close this lid. We're going to let this pork shoulder cook until it reaches about an internal temperature around 160. Then we're going to come back out so that we can wrap this. Remember the pineapple in the beginning? Well, we're going to cut this open. We're going to take the top off. We're going to take the skin off of this. I'm going to use some Lit AF. And we're going to season it with our Louis Louis. Let's get started. What the heck is he doing? Now we're going to take this out to our smoker with our pork shoulder. We're going to let that cook right alongside our pork shoulder.
6.5 hours later.
Our pork has reached 160. We're going to take this inside. We're going to wrap everything up. I've placed it inside of this tray. As for our pineapple, I told you, we're just cooking it with our pork. Now, we're going to add even more seasoning. We're going to take some of our no borders seasoning once again, and we're just going to add a little bit more. You know, it is just more flavor. This is a huge piece of meat. So the more flavor we can get into this, the better. I'm also going to take 2 cups of apple juice. Now, we're going to wrap this up. We're going to take this back out to our smoker and we're going to continue smoking this. However, we're going to raise the temperature of our smoker.
Warning, temperature level rising.
We've increased the temperature of our smoker to 325 degrees. We're going to continue cooking this now till it reaches an internal temp of 203 to 205. We're also going to make some smoked butternut squash. We've done this many times. It's a favorite side dish of ours. Just gonna take some olive oil.
Baby, baby, oh, the oil, it was in mine.
Now what I did is I cut our squash in half ahead of time and I scooped out the seeds. I also scored our squash in a crisscross pattern. I'm gonna rub in this olive oil slightly. Then we're gonna take our SPG, all-purpose seasoning. We're just keeping this very basic, but don't underestimate the flavor. It is still going to be jam-packed with flavor. We're going to throw this out on our smoker with our pork shoulder since we've raised the temperature of our smoker. We're going to let these cook until these have become good and tender, and we'll bring everything in once everything's done.
3 hours later.
Our pork reached 205. I've just let it sit. It's been about 45 minutes to an hour that we've allowed this to rest. Let's open this up and see what she looks like.
It's too sexy.
Oh, that bone came out completely clean. This is very tender, very hot still. As for our pineapple, I'm going to take this pineapple out of here. I'm going to cut this up into small little chunks. I chopped that all up real fine. I'm going to place this pineapple into one of our bowls here. By us chopping up our pineapple, putting it in here, people can make their own sandwiches and add the pineapple to it. I have Torchbear's pineapple papaya barbecue sauce. I'm going to add some of this right into our pork, and now our guests have options. They can have just plain pork, they can have some pineapple added in, they can have some pork with the barbecue. You know, more choices the better. We've brought in our butternut squash. I just added some butter to it. We're good to go. Thank you for joining us as always here at TNT Spices. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, God bless you all.
Please like